question. That black person that's saying it isn't upholding the tenets of white supremacy or the systemic things that have affected me in my life when they say it. When you say it, you are.
Okay. So if a black person calls me, say, a white cracker, that's not considered oppressive?
No. Hey, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Jason?
Sure, go ahead.
Like, if I was to say our society is built for rich people, right? And there are particular benefits that go with being rich and wealthy in our society. And if you're poor, there's disenfranchisement that happens within our society, classism, if you will, right? Would you agree or disagree with that?
I would agree with you.
Yeah, right. And like all of the things that go along with like classism, like particular words used on like different used on poor people, right? Like the terminology of ghettos, right? That's oppressive because like in our society, the idea of ghettos, even though people that make it from the ghetto glorify leaving the ghetto as if it's a bad place, right? And in all different metrics that we can see that this is a term specifically used to degrade poor people, right?
Yes.
You understand? Okay. Now, what if I was to say that there's a system of oppression that puts white people at the top, and there are privileges that come with being white, and there are disenfranchisements that come with being black or brown? Would you agree or disagree?
Wait, repeat that, please.
I said, what if I was to say the same thing? Instead of using rich and poor, I was use black and white. And I was to say that there are certain privileges in our society with being white, and there are certain disenfranchisements with being black.
I would disagree.
Okay, great. So you would just have to explain to me, like, why you disagree.
Because new laws have came in effect since the times of the oppression.
Times of the oppression. So you agree that there was oppression?
Actually,
yes, I do believe there was oppression.
Okay.
So
hang on one second. That oppression stop?
Real quick, hang on one second. Jason, I'm not understanding how you can disagree with that because earlier we talked about the criminal justice system itself, and you said that there's definitely
you said systematic racism. You said systematic on that. So as a whole, yes, I do disagree with that.
Yeah. So in order for it to be systematic, it has to come from some structure, right? Because systematic is just a byproduct of a structure, right? And so if you're going to say that like systematic oppression exists, you would also have to agree that the structure of racism still exists, because you can't have systematic racism without a structure of racism.
Okay.
Right. So you disagree with the idea that our society was created to benefit white people while disenfranchising black people, but you also agree that there was oppression. So I'm very confused right now.
Let me. Like I said, I'm extremely tired, so I apologize.
No, listen, I get it. I'm just a little confused on the point, so like I don't want to miss.
Okay, so in the past, yes, we were built on that, and I also agree that we unalived.
Yeah, it was a lot of atrocities.
A lot of atrocities.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to make my words sound right.
Oh, you fine, bro. Okay. I ain't gonna hold nothing against you. I feel like you're having a conversation in good faith.
Yeah.
No, it's. I'm trying to word it where it doesn't sound stupid.
I'm sorry. No, you're good, Jay Will. We couldn't hear you, bro.
Oh no, I said, Jason, just say what you're gonna say. I said he is having a conversation in good faith. Eric is a total different story. Don't want to wake him up though. Jason, though, I really am. I want to have this conversation with you.
I'm waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
Say what you're gonna say. Don't worry about it, man. We all cool in here right now.
Now, I do want to give this preface. I don't know Eric, so Jason, if I have harsher words for Eric, understand these words ain't gonna be directed towards you specifically. Okay,
that's fine.
Jason. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay, so yes, in the past, yes, we were oppressive, but things have actually changed since the past. Mm-hmm. I wasn't alive back then, so I can't help what happened in the past, but I can help what's happening now.
Okay, great.
There's more things. Go ahead.
So my question is, What particular year did it stop?
As far as a whole,
Yeah.
there's still issues to this day.
So it never stopped. So why
It
would you
slowed
think
down.
that? Okay, so listen, like at the end of the day, let's be honest about it. Like if somebody starts stabbing you a lot and then they stab you a little bit, are you still being stabbed?
Yes.
Exactly. So like whether it's a lot or a little bit, the fact is that you're still being stabbed, right?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Cakes
Or I'm gonna say
PCA.
poked. I'm sorry, poked.
Cakes PCA. I wasn't going to say the 60s. If you want to talk, see if you can hop in too. But
Talk to us.
I'm not going to sit there and say anything about what happened in Vidor, Texas in the late 80s because that wouldn't be a proper thing to do. So no, I do not think it was stopped in the 60s.
And then
I think you just agreed that it happened.
If you're curious about what happened in Vidor, Texas, look it
Well, hold
up.
on.
The
Okay.
gentleman finally became unalive.
I'll search for that. But I think you just said, right, that it actually hasn't stopped, right?
It slowed down.
Okay,
But
but it
no,
hasn't
there
stopped.
is thing, and the reason why it hasn't stopped is because, like I was explaining about the police department, people learning from their peers that have been in law enforcement longer, the bad apples, and they're teaching the new people those same bad habits.
what
It's
do you know about white
slowly,
privilege?
huh?
What do you know about white privilege?
I don't
And
know anything
earlier,
about
Jason,
white privilege.
you did say that the bad habits were going after black people. Like you did acknowledge that earlier. Just want to make sure that
Yes, but
doesn't get.
it's also going after the Hispanics and things like that. Also, it's just not black people.
Definitely.
So,
Absolutely.
what's your understanding of white privilege?
That I don't have any.
Oof.
Yeah, sure. So, what if? Okay, what is your ability? Do you understand what it is to be a woman?
Do I understand what it means to be
Yeah,
a woman? No,
yeah,
because I'm a man.
exactly. So there's a level of privilege you have when like women talk about women things, you can kind of like close yourself off from that and be oblivious to that lived reality of being a woman, right? I think as men, we all go through that at times, right?
Hmm.
Whether it's our mom, our sister, our girlfriend, a friend, like, and they talk to us about women's issues, and we're like, as men, we can kind of shut that shit down, right? Like, not because like we don't care or anything like that, but there's a certain level of privilege that comes with being a man in society, right? Or like being an American.
Hmm.
We have American privilege. Like there's a lot of shit going on like overseas, but how easy is it for us to turn off our TV, right? And ignore what's actually happening overseas. We can just go about our day-to-day lives and work and they like ignore it. It's a privilege with being a United States citizen, right?
Hmm.
So what if privilege, right? A part of privilege is just being able to be oblivious to the live reality of other people.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh shit, did I break them? I'm sorry.
Welcome.
No, you didn't break me. It's a comment that just popped up. I was reading.
Welcome.
Don't worry, I'd start stuttering like a bunch of our politicians do whenever they get broken.
Jason, let me ask you. I'll simplify it, man. I'll white explain it to you. Would you agree that black people in this country experience obstacles that you and I will never experience?
Mm, let's see if. Hold on. Cakes PCA, what do you think? I'm just kind of curious because they're talking trash about me on the comments, so I'm kind of
Oh
curious.
man, just address
Me,
our like stick with us, man.
me
Like
personally,
this is deconstructing. This is literally deconstructing, Jason. Stick with us.
okay. All right. What was the question again?
Would you agree that black people in America experience obstacles that you and I will never experience?
In what terms, though?
In every system that America has.
Here, let's try this. Hey, name three things about that you know about the ghetto.
Name 3 things I know something
that
about the
come out
ghetto.
of the what? No, yeah, name 3 things that come out of the ghetto
I don't know. I never
or
lived in the
happen in
ghetto.
it or live in the ghetto. So you've never lived in the ghetto, so you understand that the ghetto's poor. We said that earlier.
Yes, but I was poor
Poverty,
also. That's more like
poverty, but you never
over
lived in the
where I
ghetto. But
live.
you
It's
never
called
lived in the
it's called
ghetto.
the projects, not the ghetto.
The projects. Okay, the projects. Okay, what comes out of the projects? Ghetto, same difference. Name 3 things that come out of the projects.
Single mothers.
Single mothers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? What else?
Black and white people, both.
No, I'm
Just
not. I'm
poor.
not asking
Just poor
for a
people.
specific thing. I'm asking for specific things. What things come out? You said single mothers, and then you said black people and white people. Like you said,
Yes.
single mothers. Sure, it comes out of ghettos. What else comes out of the ghettos?
Poor people.
Poor people,
Poverty.
poverty. Yes, and
Poverty.
what's something else?
That's the only 2 I can think of.
Okay, let's
At
go with
this
those
moment.
2. Now, when you talk about single mothers, who is depicted in our society as single mothers?
Society-wise, black female mothers.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, who was associated with the projects in the ghetto?
Black people.
Absolutely. Okay, when it comes to poverty, right? Who in our society is always depicted as poor?
Black people.
Absolutely. So why is it that black people are always being seen as coming from unwed single mothers and from poor neighborhoods? Why is that the viewpoint our society has on black people?
I don't know. Because that's messed up system.
System. It's a system, right?
So
So we can agree that it's a system that creates this narrative.
yes.
Okay, great. So if a system has created this narrative, right? Why hasn't anyone done anything to dismantle that system? Because you seem to not believe that. You believe that we all experience different things, and that system shouldn't
Yes, I do.
exist, right? You don't
Yes.
agree that now we agree that system exists and that it creates this narrative about black and brown people. Like you don't think these things, particularly of black and brown people, do you?
Wait, repeat that one?
I say you don't think that all black people are poor and all black people come from single mothers, do you?
No.
No. But should there be a system operating within our society that perpetuates that narrative?
Yes.
There should be a system that tells society that black and brown people are poor and come from single mothers.
No, there shouldn't be a system that says that.
Absolutely, there shouldn't be that system. So we should work together to dismantle that system, right?
Yes.
Okay, now that system is a part of a greater structure. Okay? In order to dismantle that
Okay.
system, we have to dismantle the structure. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so now what has America done to dismantle the structure that perpetuates the system that creates this ideology that black people are poor and come from single mothers?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. Is that a good thing?
No.
Is that a bad thing?
Yes.
Absolutely, that's a bad thing. White supremacy is a very bad thing in our society, right? And we should do all we can to dismantle that system. Okay? Now,
Mhm.
within this moment, as an individual white person, can you take on and dismantle 400 years of oppression?
No.
Is that realistic? No, right? But can you recognize that system exists and that it creates not only these implicit and explicit biases, but these implicit and explicit biases in the way the system works creates favor among white people and disenfranchises black people. And sometimes, whether you know it or not, you perpetuate this system. Can we agree?
Sure. Yeah.
Now, knowing all of this, right, and all the information that you know about this system, right, there's one of two
Mhm.
options that you have in this moment, right? One, you can continue on this journey, engage in some dialogue. If I'm not a big reader, I love Audible. I love listening to smarter people on TikTok. I love following anti-racists around this app that have conversations with people that discuss race and racism, right? But it's paramount that we address these implicit and explicit biases that we have. I can't ask you to dismantle a system of white supremacy, but I can ask you to be conscious of how you benefit from that system so you don't do harm to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way we do that is through education. Is that fair?
It is fair.
Okay.
I like that, Jason. I think, yeah. I appreciate your honesty about things.